Hi, John with Etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Etrailer Class 3 receiver hitch on our 2023 Hyundai Palisade. So my first impressions of the Etrailer hitch on the Palisade, I like the matte black finish. There's also a Curt receiver that we have that would have a gloss finish if that's what you like. We also have a stealth hitch available, which the receiver tube actually would come off, so there's absolutely nothing here to get in your way. So with that being said, this is a great option if you're looking to tow a trailer or hook up to a cargo carrier or a bike rack. So let's take a closer look at the hitch. This is a Class 3 receiver hitch. It's 2 inches by 2 inches, which is kind of the industry standard and the most popular for bike racks and cargo carriers as well as trailers. The chain loops are smaller, but they will still fit a medium duty clevis or your standard S hook. Also, this is going to accept your 5/8 inch pin and clip, and remember, these are not supplied with the hitch. You can pick one up here at Etrailer. Now, if you're not towing, the pin isn't that big of a deal. A lot of your accessories, like your cargo carriers and bike racks, actually come with an anti-rattle pin. So let's talk about some numbers with this hitch. This hitch is rated for a 750-pound tongue weight rating. That's regardless if you have a regular hitch or a weight distribution hitch. As far as towing capacity, it can tow 5,000 pounds. If you have the weight distribution hitch, you can tow 6,000 pounds. Now, you'll want to check with your owner's manual to see if your vehicle can even haul that much weight. All right, let's get a couple of measurements on this. From the ground to the top of the inner collar is 13 3/4 inches, and then we'll get another measurement from the center of the pinhole out to the back of the rear fascia on the bumper, and that's going to be about 5 inches. These measurements will help you when choosing a cargo carrier or a bike rack or even a ball mount. So overall impressions of this hitch, the fit and finish on it is great. I like the way that it hooks up to the vehicle. I like the way that it's out of the way of your legs walking by. This hitch also installed fairly easily, and if you want to see how we did it, stick around. Okay, so we got our Hyundai inside the bay here, and the first step to get this installed is we're going to go ahead and lower the spare tire. In order to do that, we just lift up the hatch here, and we'll take a flathead screwdriver, and you have a disc here with a slot in it. It simply unscrews, and it will expose a 13/16 nut. Now, you can either use your existing hardware. It's just easier for us to go ahead and use a socket and a wrench. We'll go ahead and lower this tire down. The next step we're going to do is going to get under the car. We're actually going to remove this panel. Now, we're just going to need 2 tools to remove this box. It's going to be a flathead screwdriver and a 14mm socket. We'll go ahead and start with the screwdriver. You're going to have 4 of these clamps here that will come right out. So you basically just put the screwdriver under the first tab and turn, and it'll pop out. So we're going to have 4 of these total. So there were 4 clips lined up. This last one actually does not have to come out. It's only holding the inner fender well. So we're going to go ahead and move to the inside here. We're going to have some plastic nuts. And this is what our 14mm socket is for. And these are not going to be held on with very much tension at all. You don't even need to hook up your socket wrench to it. Just go ahead and spin these off. I'm kind of applying a downward force on the box as it goes, and then it'll come out. Set this off to the side. Our next step is going to be lowering the exhaust slightly, so it'll give us more room and access back here. Now, I've got some heavy-duty silicone spray. We're going to go ahead, spray this on the front hanger and then this middle hanger here. And I'm just going to use a pry bar today. They have exhaust hanger removal tools, but it really isn't going to be necessary. The silicone and the rubber kind of make life easy. Now you'll notice I have a cam buckle tie down strap to help support the exhaust so that when we go ahead and bring this down, it's not going to put too much strain on it. We did find another exhaust hanger on the passenger side of the vehicle here. We're going to go ahead and remove that as well. This one is definitely harder to get to than the others. Then we can go ahead and lower our exhaust. So a good idea before we start, we took the hardware that's supplied with our hitch, and we're going to go ahead and run the bolts in and out of these attachment points. This hitch attaches in 4 points on our frame: 1, 2, 3, and 4. And everything that I'm doing on this side is going to be the exact same on our passenger side. So I like to run these in and out just to get the dirt and any other buildup out of there, so that once we have the hitch up here, it'll bolt on smoothly. Okay, our next step is actually going to lift the hitch up, and we're going to finger tight some bolts in there to hold it up. Now this is a good idea to get some help. This hitch is heavy, and it's a little bit awkward to get it up and over the exhaust. So supplied with the kit is a conical tooth washer. The teeth are going to go towards the hitch. And you'll place that on the cap screw and feed that into the bottom of the frame. And we can just go finger tight right now. With our bottom bolts fastened up, just finger tight for right now. We're going to have the longer bolts. You're going to have 2 per side. And again, conical washer, the teeth go towards the hitch itself, and go ahead and slide these up and then slide this through. This is just something that makes life a little bit easier for us. Now on this one here, we have a plastic tab from the top side. We're going to go ahead and trim that. Now that should give us enough clearance to get the washer on the head of the bolt. Boy, just barely, but it got past there. Once we have the bolts through the frame, we'll take conical tooth washers, again the teeth towards the frame, set those up there, and we'll go ahead and just hand tighten these on both sides. Now with all of our fasteners hand tightened on both sides, we're going to go ahead and torque these to the specifications in the installation manual. So this is the panel that was on the driver's side. Before we reinstall it, we're going to do some cutouts. I've painted a white marker here to show you where we need to do just some small cuts on this, and I'm going to use a Dremel here, make this a little bit easier. I have one there, and we're going to have one here. This is so the bolts that we put through the frame on the back side will clear this. With our panel cut, we can go ahead and reinstall it in the reverse order that we took it off. With our panel mounted, the next step is going to be to reinstall our exhaust and raise the spare tire back up onto the vehicle. And that's going to do it for our look at the Etrailer Class 3 receiver hitch on our 2023 Hyundai Palisade.